In the beginning was the black woman. In the beginning was the black woman. How dare we let them move on the black woman? We're disappointed in the black woman. We say she's not what she used to be, but we're not what we used to be. We do not protect her. We do not help her. We abandon her. And she unconsciously begins to move toward white people. As young black men begin to wear natural hair, cornrow hair, dreadlock hair, the young black girl's hair turns colors. It's now blonde, orange. It's now got a ponytail, making them look like horses' behinds. Our children now, not nobody else. Our children being driven insane, and instead of moving on it, we make fun of our children. We make fun of anybody who's brainwashed. How dare we make fun of the brainwashed when we know they're brainwashed?
That's true.
In the beginning was the black woman. In dank rooms, dark parked cars, city alleyways, open fields under trees, on high tower rooftops, in prisons, school stairwells, tap rooms, office closets, elevators, barns, public places, and on the down low. Everywhere men and women go, sexual activity takes place, as that powerful urge is governed by our cultural, political, philosophical, and yes, ideological worldview. If our ideological worldview is not that of an African, then we won't behave as African. We won't behave as African people. We won't move that way. It won't happen, Madasi. My notes, and as I was saying, mess with me. And I say to you, Africa's daughter is who she is. In the beginning was the black woman. Now we can't romanticize and fantasize that she is what she used to be. We can't romanticize that we are what we used to be. We must recognize the problem. African woman is undeceived. It started with color purple, and here they come, here they come. Here they come. Why? Why? It's because they understood after all the lynchings that you see, all the beheadings and castrations, all the cutting off foots, penises, noses, and the nipples, they found out that it was the black woman could keep the family going by herself. So all the emphasis was taken off them, the men, and put on the black woman to make a new black woman, new Jack. To make her loyal to the slave man. That's why you got Condoleezza Rice. She ain't there for fun. And she walks behind him. Oh, goodness gracious. She walks behind the president, and she walks around here. You got these black women who look at black children with hatred. Coming out of the American nigger factory, thinking they're the ones who used to protect the children when daddy was a runaway and chased away. She is now part and parcel, if she don't dig it, part of the process. Then you have a cat like Bill Cosby. This man is so ignorant, it's a tragedy. It's a tragedy. He's always been a coward. He's always been a sellout. He became a star by playing a CIA agent going all over the world overthrowing other nations at a time when the CIA was going around all over the world overthrowing nations. I Spy. CIA man pretending he's a tennis player. He made a lot of money in the films, what was those films?
Let's do it again.
Let's Do It Again.
Saturday night.
Saturday Night. And he made money with the use of ebonics. Yo?
Fat Albert.
Yeah, man. Fat Albert. Making fun of black people. Now, this bourgeois punk from North Philadelphia, underneath the railroad tracks, don't identify with black poor people no more. He would get in front of white people and say, we have not kept up our part of the bargain. First of all, punk, what part of bargain did we have to be slaves and suckers and exploited and raped and imprisoned? This man's a tragedy, I'm telling you. But he's made by the American nigger factory. He's given opportunity. He started talking about ebonics. What they were saying, and I happened to be in Los Angeles when this story broke, in Oakland. And what they were saying is, that educators need to understand that English was black people's second language, and even though they didn't know they first, they spoke ebonically, just like anybody else would speak, with an accent. Just like Asian people can't say rice, they say lice.
Right.
They don't say that's Chicanx. I don't believe I said that. But they don't say it because I don't like them either. They don't say that's any kind of onyx or something. Matter of fact, they supposed to be so smart. Make good cars. Because they ain't black. Their mortal enemy is black people.
Henry Kissinger, he can't even speak.
They can't speak. Arnold Schwarzenegger can't speak. He can't speak. But that's not what they were saying. They were saying you have to respect their language. You can't categorize them as special and needy and having learning disabilities because they speak ebonically. I write ebonically. And when you read me, you read me and say Gotta, G-O-T-T-A, Outa, O-U-T-T-A, truth and soul. Because that's how we speak. I write exactly how I speak. I hate the bourgeois so much I don't even want to sound like I'm in the book. I don't want to get lost with all sex prisoners. My body parts belong to somebody else, I say. And sometimes when we're feeling frisky, no, man, no. I don't identify with the indigenous bourgeoisie in any way, form, or fashion except to say they're enemies of the masses of the people in the revolution. So therefore, I don't want to sound like them. I don't want to look like them. I don't want to dress like them. I don't want to talk where them. I don't want to teach where they teach. I don't want to be where they be. Sellouts. The process wouldn't work without black sellouts. So what they were saying ebonically is understand that a child could be brilliant, but if they talk like they're from the hood, ain't nothing wrong with it because that's our language. That's the legitimate language. You ever see ESPN and you're watching the highlights and he said, oh, there he goes, he's doing it and he's doing it and he's doing it well. And there he goes and Larry disses Joe and using the exact ebonics that our children are blamed for being backwards, for using. Oh man, our children got a rough thing to go through, and to go through it alone, we need to go somewhere and sit down. We should be ashamed if we let them go through this alone, because we're supposed to know what time it is. If we don't know, how the heck they're gonna know? They were born in this culture. They were born with video games and everything. They don't remember. They related to what? Measured it what gets what? This is what I know. When I was born, there was the Lion King. There was Shrek. And we sit them down, be still, have a cookie, and watch this stuff. It's part of the American nigger factory. The second part of the American nigger factory is the communication system, the mass communication system that drives us all bourgeois. And sex prisoners fit right in there. Because now that's the South Park people got a film coming out with propaganda making fun and glorifying white imperialism with puppets. And the puppets are going to have sex. Because white people, you know, whenever they got sex. If they got a dog, if they got a gerbil, whatever they got, they're going to have sex with it. They're barbaric and savage. This is not me just name calling, this is their behavior. So if in fact they control the culture and they control your worldview, how could you become anything else but one of them, which is a sex prisoner? Once a sex prisoner is controlled, then we can use subliminal seduction. Subliminal seduction is something that they use, it was founded when in the film industry, like every 28th or 29th frame, it would say popcorn, popcorn. And your unconscious mind would pick it up, but your conscious mind wouldn't pick up soda, Coke, you know. And that's how it's illegal. That's how when people sit down and say, I'll sit down and see a movie, but I can't see a movie without popcorn. Microwave it, give me something. Oh man, America's fun. Well, you know what the deal is? It's fun. It's a big joke. The only thing is that the blood will run. So with this subliminal seduction, they start using sex scenes. Bradford Keyes have a book called Subliminals. In every film you see naked woman. Naked white woman. Naked white woman. Which brings you what? Date rape. One. People don't even know. Oh, I was drinking a 40. I was watching the show. Next thing I know, everything went blank. Well, you raped me. Because I was drinking a 40. And I was having a beer. And then you lost control. Mind games, mind managers, getting into the mind so you control the mind. You never have to fight these black people, because if you ever fight these black people, you ain't not gonna win. You are not gonna win. Black people are spread around globally. They can attack you from Brazil. They can attack you from Jamaica. They can attack you from Mississippi. They could attack you from Africa. They could attack you from Canada. They could attack you from Papua New Guinea. This is why, and my next book is called Showdown, Pan-Africanism versus Global White Supremacy. They cannot beat us if we know what time it is. So, with the sex prisoners, they begin to play with these cartoons. Now, all these cartoons that people are watching in their pre-puberty attack, they start attacking our children as children in cartoons and animations. And even the superheroes, the women are almost half naked and their bosoms is hanging out. And video games, half naked, white women everywhere. And people say, why you like white women? And that's actually all they see. Because if your standard of beauty is anything other than your mama, you are messed up in your head. You come out of your mama, you look at your mama, she took care of you, but she's not. I was working with family court, and I used to take these children for exercise to the movie. And we'd analyze the movie. And this boy sat in the movie, and it was Spike Lee's School Days. And every time a real dark sister would come and go, yeah! You know? And I said, right. Then a light-skinned girl goes, but he is showing manifestations of being brainwashed. If I can't make him think, he won't know what's happening to him. So I said, why you keep doing it? She ugly, she black in her hair all over the place. I said, that's a pretty black girl with them pretty black lips. What's your problem? She's black. I said, well, you black. Well, I'm a man. Well, your mama black. Tell me about that. Your mama ugly? No. Well, then why are you going to do it? And why do you think Miss Ann here, or Miss Ann is the object of beauty? Somebody teaching you that. Somebody putting it in their brain that the black woman has no value. In the beginning was the black woman, yo. That's the jump off point. I don't care what nobody say. It's the jump off point. So in this pre-puberty attack, they're working cartoons. Sesame Street, Mr. Suffer, Muffet, this and all these things. And things are living happily ever after in this just society. It's unbelievable. When you think about it from the outside, like when I go to Africa and come back and look at something, I say, damn, it's gotten worse. But it's obvious if we can get our children's computers together, education is giving you the ability to break down your environment so you can make ideological advancements. So you can come up with the strategies and tactics to get your objective reality. That's what education is. You got to link school with life. It's not abstract. It's not remembering shit. You feel me? It's knowing your environment. For example, if we lived in the jungle, wouldn't we tell the children don't pet lions? And don't we know that if you don't tell them don't pet lions, that's one ate up child? So there's certain things that you gotta do. Gotta do them. You gotta do them. Pre-puberty attack, have them my grandchildren look at so much animation. So much of the white people's fantasies and values. Every darn thing. From Pocahontas to what's in it. Their story, not our story. And if you talk to your children, well, it's just a movie, and you're just an ass. Well, I don't speak that way to my children, I'll tell you. But you can't stop them. You can't, because it's a culture. We thought in the 60s and the 70s when we come raging through, when we start bringing Ungawa black power into full effect, we thought for sure that everything was going to be all right. We didn't understand that there would be a counterattack by the American nigger factory, which is the educational system and the mass media, to brainwash our children. So as we did black power, as we did food programs, and we did housing programs, and we fought the police in the street. They were busy counterattacking an education system with more lies, and also with the mass media. And with the mass media, they gave you JJ, they gave you Sanford and Son, they gave you all sorts of Chico and the Man, and all sorts of backward stuff. They gave you Come Back Charleston Blue. They gave you Cotton Come to Harlem. They gave you what's her name? Pam Grier, Lord. You know, Foxy but Foxy. Foxy cannot be a hoe. If you say Foxy, you must be talking about an African queen. If you're not, you flipping the script on them. They used to, we had a school in Philadelphia. When our kids get up, the children used to come out. Here come them African booty scratchers. Here they come till our children one day. I turned the corner of my car and they are whipping these kids' ass. Okay, and I jump out the car. Wait a minute, you can't beat up the community. You know, we know you martial arts trained. You can't beat up the community. You have to reason with them, or you have to walk away. But then we get tired of them calling us African, but you're proving that you're reactionary by your reaction to what they're saying. And all of that's part of their education. How you walk through the hood is part of your education. Who do you respect? That's part of education. You know what I'm saying? So the Pam Griers, and they came with all these hoochie mamas, all these films, and when they wanted to stop the black books movement, they went back to films. When we prove through B.A.M and Chancellor Williams and all our people who the people of Kemet was, they counted with Stargate and told you that the pyramids was built by some moon men. Yeah. And the mothership, and then people start talking that crap about a mothership. We ain't got no problem with a mothership. Our problem is white supremacy. So why are we concerned with motherships when these peckerwoods are poisoning our kids, killing people in the Congo, got sex slaves all over Europe and Africa and everywhere, and we're talking about motherships and pie in the sky and moon and anything to avoid the rumble that's coming down. Anything to avoid it. Anything not to be a man or a woman to stand up toe to toe with these white peckerwoods and give them what they're supposed to get. Any excuse will do. And our children know it, thus we get no respect. We get no respect. So the pre-puberty attacks set them up. The children are confused by these images. They don't even know where to put naked white women. They don't know where to put bosoms hanging all out. I guess that's the way it's supposed to be. And I'm reacting to it physically. Oh, what is this? What is this I'm feeling? What is this? You're beginning to become a sex prisoner, imprisoned by your own sexuality, turned on and turned off by peckerwoods. Your whole system of values and principles and loyalty are broken down, and you're nothing but a lap dog. Walk up to another one, smell it, and decide whether you're going to jump it or not. I'm serious. As you watch it, see, those of us who are older got something to relate it to. You got yesterday and today. And today is horrible. I don't want to be here. Can't nothing grow in polluted soil. Nothing. Nothing of value. Pre-puberty attack. Washed out. Children are wiped out with thousands of hours of television, and some of my children, my grandchildren, see the same show over and over. So if they missed it the first time, they darn sure will key the other one. Brought to you by what I call in Chapter 3 mother humpers. We know what a mother humper is. We know the worst thing in the world is a mother humper. That is not a funny word. That is the rape of our women. We could still hear the wail of our ancestors screaming from the rape of these white diseased bodies forcing themselves on them and lightening up our race. And the blood will run. Mother humpers. So they prepare our women to show their goods, and they have these so-called reality shows, and that has nothing to do with reality. None of it. First of all, once you introduce a camera to the party, there ain't no more reality happening. You know, they supposed to be having conversation. Well, why don't you like Joy? Well, Joy don't like you. And the camera says, turn to the left a little. And why are you? And people are watching that. Just like that judge. You know something I don't hate nothing more in life than a Western judge who judge people. You see how unfair it is, how arbitrary it is, how arrogant he spoke to the people. And yes, the people are backwards coming in. Judge, I broke up with her and she owed me $2.50. I want my damn money. Well, you ain't getting your money. I'm getting my money. Stop. Both of you, shut up. Both of you, shut up. Why do you say you have any documentation for your $2.50? Well, no, I went to a candy store and I got me a soda and I got me a cake and it's $2.50. He promised to give it to me and he moved out of the house and I want my damn money. Stop it. That is what people are watching. And they say, damn, wonder they gonna get his $2.50, you know? And they sitting up there, then in the meantime on Jerry Springer, he said, she's my husband. She's my husband and he's my husband and I want them both, and they start fighting. Jerry, smack, Jerry, ignorance, dysfunction, Jerry, stop it. We'll be back in a minute. Then the devil turned to the camera. We'll be back in a minute. And people don't go nowhere. They got the power to click and they don't go nowhere. I'm gonna see the rest of this. I'm gonna see the rest of what Jerry did. Well, I think he got that other one's a hoe and that other. They have you functioning in dysfunction. Sex prisoners.
Then the audience want to fight their so-called guests.
You ever see the audience? You ever see them shoot to the audience and people digging up their nose? You ever see the audience? The audience is full of crazy people. I'm telling you. Look like they look like they went to a mental health institution and said, we need a crowd. Okay. And they sitting in the crowd.
Be online at 1 o'clock in the morning.
1 o'clock in the morning. Get in there and go on the first row. Mother humpers. But mother humpers ain't funny. They humping our mothers now. They humping our mothers' minds. They humped our mothers' minds so much that when we became liberation fighters in the 70s, they told us to sit down and be quiet. They told us, why are you starting all that trouble? Why are you not nonviolent? What is your problem? Their minds got humped. And Martin Luther King came on and said, I follow Mahatma Gandhi. Well, Mahatma Gandhi hated black people. Right. In South Africa, he hated them. Now, obviously, the good Reverend ain't read a book.
He fought with the boys.
Yeah, he did. Against us. To be classified colored. Anything but a kafir. And that is the history. Mother humpers, they humping mother's mind. They found out the black woman is a very dangerous woman. And if we can get her loyal to us, if we can push her out front, if we can have her saying, if we can have her walking with the white man, if we can have her close to the seat of power, maybe, just maybe, she won't help take us down. Mother humpers. Minstrels, jesters, and gladiators. In that chapter, I deal with minstrels, of course. This is Michael Jackson, singers and dancers and singers of songs. Jesters are those coons who put on shows at the expense of their own people, say anything to get paid. And I'm talking about Steve Harvey, all of them. All of them.
What about Oprah?
Oprah, well, that's another thing. You know. But when you're talking about Jester, you're talking about the Jamie Foxxes, you're talking about Cedric the Entertainers. You talk about all of these people who got paid, who first was presented to you by BET before Johnson sold them, to create a whole nother list of comedians they can control. All of them have talk shows with white friends. Oh, Monique is sad, even though she's funny. She's funnily sad. Because you look at her, she calls herself bigging up big women, but she's actually destroying them. Absolutely. You know, and she's violent. She will fight you. Mm-hmm. She bogarts a child. She has no respect, push up on the professor anytime, in front of anybody, anywhere. All of these are values that children pick up.
Even the rappers
are starting to look like books.
Oh yeah, they are. You know. Oh yeah, but we must remember that they're selected by white people to do one thing. Gladiators are these athletes. Dumb as mud. Charles Barkley and his love of white women, he always get caught with a white woman that ain't his wife. Kobe has to be dumber than anybody. He is so dumb. So dumb. Snatched the peck of wood. Had to stand up in front of everybody and tell him. First, he married a hoochie from the video, who Hispanic. Her father, Jelly Bean, got mad at him. Mother didn't speak to him, not because he married the girl. Is that before the girl got married, he was asked to loan her bankrupt father $1.5 million, which he did. And Jelly Bean from Southwest Philly, where I'm from, even he know his son's being played. And then he gets set up in court a la OJ. I'm just sorry he didn't strangle the broad. He was supposed to strangle her, wring her, crack her neck. But instead, she's going to be a very rich woman. Remember, she already got half her money. That's why she dropped the case. She ain't dropped it because she had a change of heart.
Don't forget, she's coming out now saying she's pregnant.
Oh, yeah.
They don't know who the baby is.
I guess she don't. She's a busy little hoochie. She's a busy little hoochie. Now, never mind. All right. The brother wanted a shot on the down low, okay? All right. He had no concern of what he was taking home. Anybody who give you a quick off-the-wall shot like that could be carrying anything. Anything, anywhere. But they're so full of ego. And they're so pampered till they don't even see the setup till it comes. Till it comes. I have no sympathy for that punk. I have no sympathy whatsoever. They teach our children, and they teach our children a hell of a lesson, because then they get away. Because it wasn't rape. He had to rape, no. She had 8 flavors of sperm in her. He ain't had to rape her. They had to drop the case. They said, darn, baby. See, that's what DNA ain't no fun. Oh my God. You know, a dog. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? What you going to do? These are the people that you're dealing with. These gladiators, and Cosby came out attacking poor blacks. You notice the theme for the election is we got to do something for the middle class. That's what they say. They ain't mentioned most of our people yet. And what does he say happen to be with that theme? Poor blacks ain't keeping up with their deal. They're not parenting, they walking and they talking, and this cat. You know, see. All right, y'all, I know y'all don't want to kill nobody. All right, I'm with it. Get a shit gun. Shoot him right in his face. You know, yeah, you know what I mean? You know, well, they killed his son because they told him you can't buy CBS. He said, well, I'm Bill Cosby. I'm an honorary white. I can buy it. They said, Bill, eat your jello and sit the hell down. No, I'm going to buy CBS. And they often, his son going up in the hills to meet with an old white woman. That's why they killed Michael Jordan. For control. See, once you start playing with them, you're playing a game that you cannot win. Because they're going to turn on you. As soon Kobe thought he was as white as could be. I grew up in Italy. I can speak some Italian. You know, he forgot about the Moors. They don't like you down in Italy. You know what I'm saying? Well, you know something. I'd rather see him marry some white woman than try to turn a good sister into some peck of wood. You know, go ahead. Go. You ain't in the race. Eat your scrimps and rice and go ahead. You know what I'm saying? You told us you ain't black. You an Asiatic. Go be Asiatic.
You know, the FBI raided his honeymoon suite. I don't know what's behind that. The FBI
Control.
raided his honeymoon suite.
Turn down the phone.
Yeah.
Some car about 4 or 5 days ago.
Yeah, chased this caddy right out the building. Well, we're talking about minstrels. Minstrels are singers of songs and dancers, you know, and clowns and buffoons. But they have tremendous effect on the sexuality of our children. When Janet Jackson had a costume malfunction, everybody said, well, she showed the breast, she showed the breast, she showed the nipple. That ain't no big thing. Why are you letting that young Peckerwood disrobe you in front of black people?
Thank you.
Nobody discussed it from that angle. As if they've never seen a nipple before. You know.
And that was her boyfriend.
Yeah, but Jason Timberlake is like old enough to be her son. And that's where she coming from. That's where she coming from. We're going to get to the Jacksons. Oh, we're going to get to the Jacksons. We're going to get to the Jacksons. But then we got bling bling. We got to understand bling bling and the depths of bling bling. Bling bling is about the theft of diamonds in Africa that brought about civil wars in Cote d'Ivoire and Liberia and Congo, where millions of Africans have died because De Beers diamonds keep a war going to control the market of diamonds. So bling bling, you have people dying for them bling blings. I remember we told our children that the gold that they wore around their neck was dug out by African slaves in Southern Africa, in Zimbabwe, in Botswana. And they responded well. And remember, they start wearing the cords with the red, black, and green and the X claps. And then the old heads told them, you don't know what you do. You see, old heads, every elder ain't worth a shit. Trust me. Trust me. Wait, I heard a guy tell me, you don't know Malcolm X. You don't know why you wear that, because you don't know Malcolm X. I say, you don't either. You don't live no Malcolm. Why you discouraging them? You know how hard it took us to get them here? And the children say, well, whatever we do, you gonna put us down. I remember they say, Erica, but dude, look at that get-up she got on. She represents Africa. You know, here she comes out looking with dignity and pride instead of hoochie, hoochie, hoochie. And all the old heads got, because we're a race full of haters who can't find our way home. We don't even know what real is. We don't like nothing black. We don't like ourselves. We got to get back to liking ourselves as a race. That's why it was so exciting to live through the 60s and the 70s. When black became beautiful. That was very important because we were called ugly. We believed we was ugly. You said, look at my eyes, what do you see? Two black niggas looking back at me. Ha, 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 ha. You know, but then black became beautiful. One, two, Wazuri. And we begin to understand our Africanness. Which, oh yeah, you cancel everything. He came with everything. Pam Grier, everything. He came with Iceberg, Slim. He came with everything, and everything was foul, but he controlled communications. See, our problem is we don't build nothing. We don't build nothing to communicate to our people, to educate our people, to bring about the type of children we want, but we complain about the children we get that's produced by white supremacy in the American nigger factory. It's not fair. You ain't gonna build nothing, but you don't like what I is. What that? What's that? Bling bling, bling bling, the gold and the diamonds that would enrich Africa, that we can build this infrastructure, clean the water up, build housing, feed people, connect, buy the guns and everything we need to defend what we building. Bling bling. Then there's sex slaves. This was a painful chapter to write because African sex slaves are all over the globe. And they're being taken all over the globe. And black women are being raped by the thousands as we speak. By armies, by enemies. Some of them are sent up to Europe, and some of them were caught in Washington being slaves, working from can't see in the morning to can't see at night, and then used as sex slaves. Then we let the mass media push pimps and hoes. The worst thing in life is a pimp. I could kill a pimp myself. The worst thing you have in a pimp is somebody who exploits the African woman. He needs to be destroyed. That mentality, it has to be so violent that nobody wants to be a pimp. And who brings that Snoop Doggy Dogg? Because they said, we're going to let you beat this case, but you're going to do what you sold. We tell you to do. He said, well, all right. Sizzle my nizzle, or whatever that nigga be saying. You know what I'm saying? Talking pig Latin, pig indeed. Pig indeed. You know what I'm saying?
Brother Dale, you know they got costumes getting ready to come out with pimp costumes. Sure. Right here in Harlem.
Most of that is sold at the department stores and in the fashion things. Our people dress, little girls are hanging out all over the place. You can't look at a little girl 15 years old and think she's a hoe or a hoochie. She's too young. She's programmed by somebody to be what she is. And you got to deal with that. If you don't deal with that, shut up. Then take what you get. These little girls with orange hair and blue hair and ponytails, butt hanging out. The men, the boys' pants are getting baggier and the girls' clothes are getting tighter. Their midriffs is out and everything. And this is criticism with affection, because we love our children. Yeah!
Taking away the womb. Taking away the side.
That's a good point. That's a good point. All of this is the victim of brainwashing. You don't look good, but you think you look good. You ain't a man, but you're humping a woman. You ain't a woman, but you're humping a man. Or you're being humped. I had a conversation with some of the young brothers locked up. And I told them, I hope y'all ain't having no sexual activity in here. They say, yeah, man. And, you know, every once in a while I hit one of them faggots. I said, what do you mean you hit a faggot? What do you mean you hit a faggot? Talk to me, bro. And you talk to your brothers and sisters, your children. You talk to them. What do you mean you hitting a faggot? Well, every once in a while, the urge get me and I got to do what I got to do. I say, well, it takes two people to have a homosexual relationship. Just because you on top don't make you a man. As soon as you get the woody for the man, you got a problem. It's never been put to him that way. Yeah, you're dirty. You're anti-black. You're against the culture. You're against humanity. Don't cry about it. Clean yourself up. Think. I've never been required to think before. I react to stimuli. I'm Pavlov's dog. Show me something and I'll do something.
Ring that bell.
Yeah. Ring that bell. Sex slaves. One of the worst things in the world is sex slaves everywhere. Sex slaves. And as I went through it, tremendous, terrible stories. All the way from Africa, where they steal villages of women. And they rape them and then they cut off their limbs. You know. Sudan, Liberia, Cote d'Ivoire, Congo, everywhere where there's conflict over diamonds and the natural resources taken by global white supremacy to enrich itself, there's African dying. In the most perverted and backward ways. And all of this is brought to you by U.S. mind control. U.S. controls the minds of the masses of the people. They won't let any other song be sung but the song of integration, and the song of capitulation, and the song of, we got to live together. I used to hate them.